Throughout life, we've all experienced that feeling of dread when we've thought about death. Sometimes this fact is the very motivation that we need to be bold and live a fulfilling life, so at the end we can at least say, I had a good life. But what are the main regrets of those near to death? And how can we avoid making the same mistakes that they did? Today, we look at the top 5 most common regrets of those on their deathbeds, according to Bronnie Ware, a nurse that over the years heard the regrets of hundreds of terminally ill patients. Number 5. I wish I'd let myself be happier. Once people are on their deathbeds, it's not surprising that they wish they could have been happier. It's what we strive for in life, and if we're not happy, it can be extremely disappointing. But what terminally ill people end up realizing is that happiness is a choice. Each of us make a decision every day to either smile and try to be happy with whatever life throws at us, or to be bitter, resentful, and feel like the world somehow owes us more. Sometimes merely getting out of bed and deciding that that day will be good can make us feel a lot more positive about our situation, even when we have a lot of work to do for a tight deadline, or an important meeting with a client that we're nervous about. If you make the decision to be happier, you'll view things in a more positive light and will probably be able to avoid the feeling of wishing you'd not wasted your time being grumpy and self-obsessed. Of course, it's not always easy to be happy, but sometimes the key can lie in small things, like getting out in nature or doing more exercise. I'll link to some helpful sites in the description. Number 4. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. People often regret never getting back in touch with old friends. Once their life is at an end, they begin to look back and realise just how much fun they used to have with their friends, and just how important those people were to them. In their final days or weeks, there may not be enough time to find old friends, or maybe those friends could have passed on long ago. Don't let this happen to you. Most people have friends that they've maybe not seen or spoken to in a while. Consider messaging them or calling, even if you've fallen out, because you won't realise how important they are until it's too late. Number 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my true feelings. Through life, people hide their true emotions out of fear or embarrassment. We often regret not being able to express ourselves, and this is felt most at the end of our lives, where we realise that none of that embarrassment or fear was worth anything, and that entire time it would have been okay to convey how we really felt about something or someone. If this is you, consider having that conversation that you've been putting off, or trying that new look you've been thinking about. It's a risk, but would you rather take a small risk now, or in danger of finding yourself regretting the fact that you never took a risk at all? Number 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Nobody looks back at their life and says, I wish I could have worked more overtime. Probably because most people don't like the jobs that they do, and the hours that they spend busy at work eat into their time that they would rather be busy at home with their family. Try to avoid this by prioritising family over work whenever possible, and work towards doing a job that you like if you can. Number 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself. The number 1 regret of the dying is that they wish their life had been their own. Instead of constantly living up to others' expectations, people wished that they'd been more active in the pursuit of their own dreams and aspirations. Think, are you being forced into a career you don't want to do? Is what you're doing now really what you still want to be doing 5 or 10 years from now? If the answer is no, then consider what you'd rather be doing and how much happier you'd be in the future if you took the risk and did it, even if you earn less money for it.